the application in connection with the 40B project involving 648 to 652 Canton Avenue in Milton. All three members of the board are present. Also with us tonight is Judy Barrett, who has been acting as the consultant for the town and the board in connection with this application. Crystal, I understand that we are not on the air tonight.
Yes, we are not live. I'm recording for Milton Access, and they'll post it tomorrow morning.
So the full content of this public meeting will be on in the morning for those who want to see it. Okay, well, where we stand is that at the last session of this public meeting, when we considered the decision, we went through in great detail. I think it took us about 4 hours, the decision and the conditions, and made a number of what I think were good changes to the decision, and thought we were at a point where we were pretty much at the end of the process, and that tonight essentially we would be looking to vote on the decision, and with an eye towards signing it tomorrow. And what we had discussed mechanically was that I would go to town hall at the crack of dawn to meet with Crystal, that I would sign it in person, and that at that point Crystal would send it to each of Ted and Mike to DocuSign. And once we had the 3 signatures in that fashion, it would be filed with the town clerk. And that was all anticipated to happen sometime tomorrow morning. So that was the plan. I don't know if anything has changed on that, whether anyone thinks there's further changes that are wanted. Just by way of sort of preface to this, I am very much aware that this is a very extensive, some might say exhaustive, set of conditions that we've imposed with respect to this project. And all I can say about that is I think after having gone through this process, I think we came to realize that given the magnitude and the uniqueness of this project, that we really had no choice, if we were going to approve this, to do all that we could do to ameliorate any adverse impacts on the neighborhood, on Canton Avenue, on the town generally, because it is going to be an impactful project, certainly up to the point where it's completed. And I think that's all we've done. And to the extent that these conditions seem more onerous or more difficult than others that have been imposed in the past, my response to that is just simply to say, I don't think we've seen a project like this before, where this importation of so much dirt and fill to a site that already is water challenged, in a neighborhood that's water challenged, creates all sorts of problems that I think we all really labored over. I suppose in some ways the easier course for us would have just been to deny it, but as we all pointed out and realized, in the likely event that such a denial would be overturned, the town would be left unprotected by the kinds of conditions that we impose. So I was, after careful deliberation and after hearing the thoughtful comments of Ted and Mike, I was convinced that what we saw at the last hearing on Tuesday was as good a decision as we could fashion under the circumstances. So that's my preface. Are there any issues or problems that we have to deal with tonight in terms of the decision? And I throw open the floor on that. As far as I'm concerned, I was ready to sign it Tuesday night, but if there are things that need to be changed, then we need to discuss that now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I sent an email this morning. I don't know whether you guys read it, about a couple of suggestions. I mean, it's just really moving some things. One was because there was a provision that's a condition that's duplicative. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the first one, the paragraphs that are now at the end of the factual findings. And again, if everybody thinks that this is unnecessary or not, not whatever, that doesn't want to do it, it's fine. I thought they would be better positioned as paragraphs 29 through 33 than where they are positioned now, logically.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. I mean, I
Those
assume,
29 to 31 are really the concluding paragraphs of the findings of fact.
okay.
Right, and this way they would be, they'd just be renumbered 34 to 36 or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Is that-
I assume that's something we can easily do.
Is that easily done, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, so before we get into all this, I need to know where we're at, because Judy, I had sent around a copy of what our final draft was, but I thought you were gonna return us a copy of the final draft.
Oh,
With all the
maybe I
shading
missed-
removed, and,
Okay. I can certainly do that. I misunderstood, Mike. I
I
thought.
mean,
actually-
I can do it too, but it's just that, or why don't I, you know what, why don't I take what I sent you and we can work off of that, and then I'll send it to you, and, if you have to clean it up tonight, so that we
Okay.
can sign it tomorrow, that's fine.
That's fine. I mean, I don't mind doing it. I actually thought I was just supposed to I'm sure you were clear, Mike. I'm just getting back on the saddle and it's been a little bit of a challenge. So
I get it.
let's talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
this and then, if you want me to do any final cleanup tonight and send it back like tonight, I can do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen.
Sure.
Crystal, can you give me the permission to sign my screen?
Yes, I
share
just
my
did. You
screen.
should be able to.
Got it, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. So these are the factual findings.
Mhm.
Which paragraphs need to be moved, Ted?
it would be starting with
29, 30, and 31, Ted? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
no, it was
That they should be-
32 to 36
Right, but or we could
Would
just
be-
move
would be
29 through
moved-
31 to the bottom.
would be
right?
moved to after 28, yeah.
Right, or move 29 through
or
31
yeah,
to the bottom, right?
Or then the other ones can be moved to the bottom, right?
Okay. It's done.
And everything got renumbered up there? That's great.
Yep.
Mike, is that all done?
Yeah, it's done.
It's a wizardry.
Okay, the other one that I had was if you go down in the conditions to C.1,
Yep.
and go down to H. Okay, so H, no, well, it's not, or did this already get changed? No, wait
I
a
don't think
second.
so.
So, okay, let's look at J then, which is submitting a construction management plan, and then go down to L, which is also applicant shall provide a construction management plan. And I think basically the language that's in J, at least until the last sentence, is, I'm sorry, the language that's in L, at least until the last sentence, is also in J. But you can check me on that. So my suggestion was, because Mike made the suggestion during the last meeting, that the last sentence in what is L, which says the construction management plan shall include any and all other information as requested by the building commissioner and the director of public works, that be moved up to be
J.
like the second to last sentence. I think, because the last sentence there says streets shall be kept clean of soil and debris. That doesn't have to do with what's in the construction management plan.
And then we can just delete L, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's.
I
right.
mean,
It's
yeah, I mean-
duplicative, right? It is duplicative.
yep. I believe so.
Okay.
And that was That's basically what I had, except for the, I mean, I know Judy, you probably went through and did some things on the, well, did you do some things on the waivers or some of the comments that that were in the margins and things? No?
I have not touched the waivers since before I got, I mean.
Oh, okay. Okay. Were there a couple
But
of,
Ted, that was all you had, yes?
well, there was one other thing that I noted in the waivers on page 12
Yeah,
Okay.
of the waivers. Where is it? Yeah, in the red language.
Yep.
It talks about that the waiver is not requested with respect to subsections B, C, or D
mhm,
of section 6 of the I guess of the wetlands regulation, the town of Milton wetlands regulations. And it says compliance with which can be required as a condition of the comprehensive permit for the project. And I'm not sure that we specifically did that. In other words, with respect to section 6, they were asking for a waiver of 6A, but not B, C, or D. And I think, I don't know. I mean, if you move up, maybe we can look at what it says at the beginning of this. If you move back to bottom of page 11, let's say section 6A provides.
yeah,
So, I mean, it does say at the beginning, a waiver is sought for these regulations with respect to the applicability of the requirement to obtain a separate local permit. And then a waiver is additionally sought for section 6 solely with respect to the applicability of the quoted text. So, I mean, maybe we don't need to have a separate condition on it, but I just noted that it was suggested in there that you know, compliance with B, C, and D could be the subject of a separate condition. Or it could be that, you know, the subject of or it could be limited in the waivers. You know,
Why don't, I mean,
you're
why don't we have a
limited
condition?
to waiver limited to quoted language or something.
right.
Why don't we say that the applicant shall comply with all provisions of the Wetlands Protection Act, except as expressly waived herein?
You mean with the wetlands bylaw?
Yeah, the
Right,
local,
with the wetlands bylaw, rather, sorry, yeah,
Because they have to comply with wetlands.
Right, they have to
That's-
comply
that's a
with that
state
anyway.
act, so,
right.
right. I mean, that's an easy way to do it.
it's probably easier to do it here.
Okay, so what? Approve that as to section 6A only?
I say approved as to the quoted language from 6A only, I think, because I think they say in there that 6A also contains some other requirements like compliance with the Wetlands Protection Act and et cetera. Does that do it? See, it says there, no waiver is requested for the remainder of section 6A.
So approval is just limited to section 6A.
Well, it's limited to just the quoted language from 6A, because apparently 6A has some other language in it that they're not requesting a waiver for.
Right.
So if we just make it clear that we're granting a waiver only with respect to the quoted language of section 6A, then why do we have to say anything else?
I don't think you
No,
can.
I don't know that we do. I think that's, you know. Everybody else okay with that?
Sure.
I am.
Okay.
And does it says that, right? Approved, yes, to the quote of the language 6A only, period.
Now it does, yeah.
Okay, and so the rate can go up, right?
Yep. And the language that's in there, that's in red, I mean, that was from Attorney Schomer, right? That wasn't from
No,
you.
I highlighted it so that to make sure the
Oh,
board.
okay. But it was in the original request. Yeah.
In the original request, I'm the one who made it red.
But we don't
Okay.
need it, do we?
Well, it's part of,
Right.
it's
Don't
part of
take
what,
it out.
yeah.
Don't
All
take it
right,
out.
fine, just leave it, that's fine.
Okay. I guess, the other thing was when I was looking at it last night, I was looking at the red line copy because I thought it would be easier.
Yeah.
And there was some language in there, which I guess may have been from you, Judy, about, now that I think of it, this is a procedural waiver only, or,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure whether that limitation was going to be, I mean, I thought maybe that limitation was going to be part of the approval, but then I looked at the clean copy earlier today and it's not in there. So I guess for it to be procedural only, it doesn't have to say that, or,
I think it speaks for itself, doesn't it?
well, I don't
I mean,
know
what's
that
being-
it does or not, but that's why I'm asking Judy on
Yeah,
those.
all I was trying to indicate was that they're requesting a waiver from the procedure to have to file with the Conservation Commission.
Okay. All right.
Requirement to obtain a separate local permit under the local wetlands bylaw. That's the waiver request justification.
Okay. All right. And then Mike had this question that's on the screen now
Mhm.
as to the stormwater management bylaw.
I think part of the question is calling out specifically a hydrogeologist as opposed to just the town's engineer or the town's consultant or whatever.
I mean, I know you're asking Judy, but I wouldn't see why that wouldn't be okay, but
I don't know why you don't just say the DPW director who in his or her discretion can retain the services of the hydrogeologist. The and/or concerns me because it raises a question, who makes the final call?
Right, it does, it does.
About I think we want a hydrogeologist involved in this.
I understand.
Right.
I do. I understand that. I'm just saying I wouldn't express it as and/or. I just
Yeah,
think-
just have it be in and we're good.
How about, DPW director in consultation with the town's, I could word this better, but consulting hydrogeologist. Or peer review hydrogeologist or something like that. Just make it clear who makes the final decision.
Yeah, I think, Judy, I think that's fine. In consultation with, I think is a good touch, because otherwise, what if they have a fight?
the
Right.
town's.
The town's,
So
the town's consulting hydrogeologist.
And then, Mike, I think was there a balloon in the,
In the decision, I think there was another balloon. I'm just going through the waivers to make sure there's nothing else
Yeah.
here, which I think we're good with. Hang on. Okay, so I'm gonna just start at the top and scroll through. Oh, so one of the things we needed to know was the correct number of hearings. I wanted to say 10,000, but somebody talked me down from that.
Well, I tried to count up the dates that were on there, and that's the number I got, but, you know. I mean, anybody else could do that. So, Judy, since you had left a blank, that's why I, you know, wasn't sure.
I think we'd have to rely on Crystal to verify that number because I'm not sure. I'm
What
just
do you
not
need me to verify?
the number of hearings for this case.
The number of, sorry,
Hearings. The number of hearings that were held in this case.
okay, I
I'm not
will,
sure I have a complete record, Crystal, because I didn't attend to all the meetings, so.
Not including the deliberations. Just,
Right, of course, yeah, the hearing.
yeah,
Hearing.
I was saying that to, yeah. So, yeah, and I guess to make sure that there aren't any dates that are missed in there, maybe. It sounds like, right, Judy? Or,
Yeah, just to make sure it's complete.
yeah.
okay, I will have to, I'll look into it for you.
Thanks,
We
Chris.
also, we also need to know the dates of the deliberations here.
Okay,
And can Crystal just put that information in tomorrow morning?
I don't know why not.
yeah, that's fine with me.
No, I'm just, can you get into this document to do that? That may be a stupid question, but that's, I asked it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, when we're done going through these and finalizing these, we should discuss how the mechanics of how this is all gonna get finalized.
Okay, all right. So Crystal's gonna confirm the dates for both the public hearing and for the public meeting components when the public hearing was closed.
Right, so it's paragraph 5 of the procedural history.
You just scroll through, make sure there's nothing else. Oh, yeah, so there, just as far as definitions go, there's the project and then there's the revised project. And they're both kind of referred to throughout the document. I didn't know which was appropriate.
I think, Judy, you cleared that up with your definition, right, when you redid it?
I think so.
Okay,
If you go back, let's go back to the beginning. I think she said that
Original project.
it was original project, but then there was a talk about the revised project.
It's later when they changed it.
Yeah.
revised project here, on page 2.
Um,
So,
But then-
because,
There's something in there, though, that says that either the original project or the revised is sometimes referred to just as the project, as the context admits or whatever. I think there's something in there that said that. I mean, I caught it when I was going through it because it was redlined, and I think you did it, Judy.
Trying to
I thought it was a good way to resolve the issue.
Just going back and trying to retrace this myself.
Yeah, I don't know that I have the.
Mm-mm. Oh, it's just in paragraph 5. Original project and the revised project are sometimes referred to in this decision where the context permits as the project.
Okay.
That's fine.
great. I think we resolved this one.
Okay. Yeah, that was confirmed with Sean Reardon.
So no disturbed area shall be left in an unstabilized condition longer than 60 days. We wanted to make sure that that was sufficient. I think we all thought it was, but Judy, I don't know if you spoke with Sean or have any expectation of being able to speak with him tonight, but if not, then I think we just leave it at 60 days.
That was the wording I had from him.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. That's good.
then-
We wanted to make sure chapter 26 of the Milton bylaws was the correct chapter.
Because the town does not, the town's copy on the website of bylaws does not have a chapter 26.
I think we need to bump this one to Tim. He's a lot closer to the local regulations than I am.
Which bylaw is chapter 26 supposed to be?
We're referring to paragraph D6, where there is a reference to construction activities complying with chapter 6 of the Milton Town bylaws.
It has to do
Chapter
with
6.
no
26.
construction on
26.
holidays. no
It's
construction on-
26.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that may be the one that also has the hours that
Yeah,
projects can, or work can be done.
Right, no construction on holidays, no
Right.
construction after certain
Right.
hours.
We just want to make sure we're citing to the right chapter, right?
Right,
Okay, I will, I'll check on that with the building inspector in the morning. He's got.
So Tim, we're trying to get this done tomorrow morning. I don't know if, I mean,
No,
is
there's
there-
absolutely no way that I can find this out before tomorrow morning.
is there a
Because I would,
is there a current copy of the bylaws anywhere?
it's in town hall.
There's no current copy of the bylaws online?
I'll
I don't,
I'll refer you to town meetings vote in 2017 to form a bylaw review committee to do exactly the thing that we're trying to talk around in 2022 right now. So that's all I can say about that. The building commissioner has all the bylaws. The clerk has all the bylaws. They're not up on the website, so I don't have access to them.
Why don't we take out chapter 26
Yeah,
and say
I agree.
Yeah.
the applicable provisions of the Milton Town bylaws?
do we need to say,
Regarding something.
yeah,
well, the problem is we don't know what else in that is supposed to be in that section.
yeah, that's true.
I'm just doing
I
it.
think we can just leave it like it is. I think we have to say regarding.
Like, can we say like regarding the permitted hours and days on which the hours and days on which construction is normally permitted in the town of Milton?
Well, no, because I'm not sure you mentioned Juneteenth. I don't think these amendments have been done. That's why you think you need to specifically list those holidays.
No, I want to list the holidays, but in the
Oh.
first sentence, we can say, just provide context for the rest of it by saying the applicable provisions of the Milton Town bylaws regarding the hours and days upon which construction activities are normally permitted in the town of Milton.
That's fine.
And then go on to say the rest.
That's fine, Mike.
So do we want to put the Tuesday's date in here or today's date?
I think we should take a vote right now. I think we should take a vote this evening to grant a comprehensive permit subject to the above stated conditions and waivers as attested to by the signature below. I think we should take that vote. I vote in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we can just put that date as today's date, right?
I'll fill that part in tomorrow
Okay.
when it's filed.
So, Judy,
Yes.
I could not figure out how to get this shading out of here.
I'll
Um,
probably have to do it because I'm the one who added it in.
Yeah, okay.
It's a pain in the ass to get rid of, especially now where more than one person has been working with it, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So we've got this decision and we've got the waivers. Is there anything else?
Do the plan, are the plans in exhibit 2, Judy?
They should be.
Yeah. Well, we don't have them on this, but, you know.
Well, that list needs to be added. Jesus. I don't know if I have this information. I don't know if I do. I'm looking right now on your website.
What does it say that exhibit A is?
So hold on. Exhibit A is the approved plans.
Yeah.
Exhibit B is the waiver of local regulations, and Exhibit C is the side monitoring agreement.
Right, so I think we have B and C. What do we need for the plans?
Well, we need a list of the ones, the current ones, the final revised version.
Okay.
So are they on the website?
The revised plans that are on the website, the architecturals are dated November 23rd, 2021.
Yeah, November 23rd. On the front page of those November 23rd plans, there is a sheet list
You're correct, there is.
of all of them. Is that sufficient for the listing of the plans?
Well, I think it's going to have to be. You know, the problem, of course, is that list is the sheet list, but it doesn't say the most recent revision date. But I'm not sure we're going to be able to do any better than this at this hour. I mean, I'll see, I'll have to look at this later and see if I can back into what the dates are on the engineering plans. Civil plans.
So what is the November 23rd date refer to?
It is on the plans, the architectural plans, the revised architecturals that were, so the most recent one on the website is dated November 23rd.
And that set of plans makes reference to,
There is a sheet list on the cover page,
On the lower left-hand
right?
Yeah,
side of
that's
the
the-
sheet that's on the screen.
right?
This is partially why we try to do this while the hearing is still open, because it's a little bit hard to do it now, but let me see what I can do. I don't know. I mean, there is a sheet list here. You're correct. And, you know, there's no reason, I suppose, why we couldn't refer to the list, the sheet list, you know, on sheet A, 000 of the November 2023, 2021 comprehensive permit revision. That may be the best we're going to be able to do.
I think that's the only thing that we can do.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's what we'll have to do.
I mean, the only other thing would be to, if you could copy and paste, you know, from this page, the sheet list itself, but.
That's what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing. Are you doing that, Mike?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Do you need the word architectural at the top of that?
I'll have to add that. It's gonna take me a second to finish here, and then I'll be able to share it.
All right.
Halfway done.
Yep. Folks, all these plans are in this single submission.
Right.
The civil is attached and then the landscaping. So it's the entire set. The cover of which is the November 23rd, 2021. Sheet A from the architecturals, but all those plans that you see under civil and landscape are later in this package.
Okay. So that works.
In my opinion, yeah, I think that's the best we're going to be able to do. I mean, we just don't have time to go through and add a date to every single one of these plans listed here. We're just going to have to refer to this plan set.
I think it shows the, I'm trying to look and find it.
But I mean, it
Shows the
lists-
location of the infiltration system, right?
I don't see any reason why we would have to go back and go through each one that's attached. I mean, they're all listed and they're all attached, so.
Looks that way to me. I'm having trouble loading the entire set. It's a pretty big set, but it looks like everything is here.
All right, so this is what I have.
Yeah, it is. It's all in that set dated November 23rd.
Do I need to put the title of this cover page here?
I would do that.
Yeah, we too.
Okay, so there was no, because I remember seeing plans throughout the reports, but no separate set of plans for the infiltration system. From Allen and Major or anything? I guess it would be on the website if there were. It should be.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Okay.
Is there any additional language you can add in case any are missed on this list?
Those are the final, those are the approved plans. So I don't think there's
Right.
anything else to
Yeah,
add.
no, I agree. So now what?
I think, Mike, what would probably make the most sense, since you're the holder of the most current draft with the edits that have been discussed, is if you can send me back a clean version of that. I will work on trying to get those highlights out of there
Okay,
tonight, and then I will send it back to all three of you. Of
And send it to
Okay.
Crystal
And
and Crystal
Crystal.
as well.
course, yes, of course, right.
Okay. And so
What
Crystal,
time-
you could print that in the morning and I would come up and sign it.
Yes, I'll print it.
And rather than me coming up and bugging you, why don't I just have you, I'll give you my phone number at home and I'll just pop up once you call me.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
It's 617
Okay,
333
Mhm.
0359.
okay,
You want your cell phone all over the place, Brian?
Sure, I don't want my cell phone all over. So I'll sit patiently by the phone waiting for you to call me, Crystal.
okay, sounds good.
So what time are we thinking about?
I'm gonna do this first thing in the morning, so I get in at 8.
I would expect to have signed it by 9 o'clock, Tim, at the latest.
Yeah, and then I'll get the
Okay,
DocuSign over to Ted and Mike.
Crystal, are there constraints with the town clerk? Do they close like at 1 on Fridays or?
Yeah, the whole town hall closes at 1, so,
Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. We need to get this.
yeah, I know, I mean, I was gonna stay, if we were doing it first thing, I was gonna come into town hall and just sign it too.
All right,
that's,
then.
But I have,
That's what
no, but
East
I have a
Milton
lot, I have a lot of things, so if it isn't done by a certain time, I may have to go to the office and use DocuSign. You know, but
Whatever's easier for you, that's what East Milton did last Friday. They just came in and signed.
Yeah.
They didn't use the DocuSign, so it's up to you. Just let me know so I don't create the DocuSign and send it out.
Right.
but
I mean, in a perfect world, it would be, I don't know, I'm old fashioned. I just as soon see us all sign it, but.
yeah. I just have so much to do tomorrow with.
Mike, are you around tomorrow morning or were you planning to be in Boston?
I mean, I have calls at 8:30 and 9:30 tomorrow. The 9:30 one I can't miss. The 8:30 one I kind of can. I mean, it depends on the timing.
Crystal, I don't think, if you get in at 8, I don't think it's gonna take you that long to turn this around to get it to a point where we can sign it, is it?
No, I mean, all I have to do is print it, and all I really need is that signature page for you guys to come and print it. Even if I add in the dates, or no, I have to,
So if we all said we were gonna be there at 8:15, we could probably sign it right then and there, right?
yes.
Do you wanna just do that, Mike, and then you can just go home and do your 8:30 call?
Sure.
Sure.
And Ted, you can go off and cavort and do whatever it is you're gonna do tomorrow.
So, yeah, so with the editing, Mike, did you, because I didn't see it if you did, but did you take out all those red references at the top of the pages to draft? You did, okay, great.
Yeah, and I assume that Judy will.
Judy's
make
gonna
look all
clean it
nice
up
and-
tonight.
Yeah.
Send it to Crystal. Crystal will print it so that we can all sign it. And then it will go to the town clerk immediately.
Okay, there's nothing else that we have to, we got Exhibit A, we have Exhibit B, we have Exhibit C. They're the only exhibits.
So it appears that an amendment to chapter 26 was voted on a couple of years ago and hasn't been integrated into the bylaw book. But it is specifically an amendment to chapter 26 that was on that 2017 warrant.
But the town website doesn't have a copy of
It's
whatever
not
the.
integrated yet. It's not integrated yet.
No, I mean, or of the warrant article that was approved. No.
It must be there somewhere.
Hmm. No.
Well, you guys should all have the final copy in your inbox now.
Okay. Okay.
And so Judy, you're gonna work on the shading or whatever, the coloring?
Yeah, I am. I think I'm probably, unfortunately, the only one who can get that out of there because I'm the one
Okay.
who added it, just to highlight stuff for you guys back when we were
Sure.
working on an
So you-
earlier draft.
So you'll send that to Crystal and then we'll meet with her at 8:15.
Shall I send it to all of you and Crystal?
Sure.
or- Okay, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
Since you guys are way more careful and good with this stuff than I am. I'm happy.
I
to-
thought I was careful with this stuff until I met Ted. Now I realize I'm a
Yeah, you
slacker.
are, yeah, you guys are good. You're good.
Hmm.
I think it's great.
I can be a pain in the neck sometimes.
It's all
No,
right.
but it's important though, Ted, that we get this right. I'm just a trial guy. I shoot from the hip. I'm not as careful as you are. And I'm glad to have you on this group. And I have been throughout. You guys have been great. This has been a long siege. It's been a tough call for us. And I have a feeling we're gonna have no friends in this town, but
it's a call that I'm certainly not happy about. I mean,
as I always like to say, Ted, you're not easy in your soul with this,
no.
but it is what it is. So,
Not the right development for this area at all. And,
all right, I will see you guys at 8:15.
Thank you all.
okay,
All
Thank
right.
you,
All
Judy.
right,
Thank you,
thanks,
Crystal.
thanks, Judy. Thanks,
Thanks,
Crystal.
thanks, everybody.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Take care. Have a
Yeah,
good
bye-bye.
evening. Bye-bye.